Pero ang totoo niyan, boss, madeded lang yung MMORPG per tao.
Think why the
Kada tao
MMO
lang yan.
genre has stayed stagnant for so long? The genre has seen very little change from when it first became popular. But why is that? Well, if you think about it, as a whole, MMOs haven't really changed too much over the years. Look at the trend for
Nagbago kaya?
MMOs.
Ang laki kaya ng pinagbago ng MMO. Meron ng play to earn.
It has
Dati
seen a
wala eh.
steady decline since 2009. That isn't typically what you want to see. Let's take a look at some other genres. MOBAs, trending up. Battle Royales, trending up. If you search for almost any genre, it's trending up while MMOs are trending down. So what happened to MMOs? To answer this question, let's take a stroll down memory lane to 2004. WoW was released alongside the likes of Half-Life 2, Metal
World of
Gear
Warcraft.
Solid 3, Halo 2, and GTA San Andreas. Do you notice a trend? Most of these are purely single-player games. Now, these were great games at the time, and still iconic to this day, but were any of these games as vast and expansive as World of Warcraft? Of course not. That was the draw, a huge world, endless opportunities, and of course multiplayer. These days, there's also a lot more competition,
Albion,
and
wala. Dead game
MMOs
ni
make
Albion,
their
di ba?
money from recurring subscriptions, not just selling their game on day one. So essentially, they have to keep their player base interested with constantly releasing new content. Do you remember
Updates
loading up
talaga
World
yan
of
eh.
Warcraft for the first time and just exploring? I sure do. My first time traveling to Stormwind City, I didn't have any rhyme or reason to be there. It was a city that I randomly stumbled upon while going through my quest adventures. There was no wowhead, quest helper, or add-ons to tell you where to go,
Dami
what
pwedeng
to
gawin sa
do.
World of
You were
Warcraft,
just
no?
able to explore. Isn't that crazy? These days, games have thousands of guides before they even leave beta. The current meta for an MMO involves players
Play to
rushing
earn.
through quests on launch week to
Play
get
to
to
earn.
max
Ayun talaga
levels
yung
fast.
meta ng MMO ngayon. Sa East. Pero sa West, tayo pa rin nila ng play to earn. Ang pay to win, lahat naman ng West or East may pay to win na tinatangkilik diyan. Pero mas talamak sa East compare
As I
sa
can,
West. Ayaw
burning through
talaga
a
nila ng mga
majority
pay
of
to
the
win.
game's content. There's no more exploring or figuring it out as people go. Everything is known as soon as an MMO launches. There's no surprises. Now, what's the worst part about an MMORPG? Well, it's the leveling, of course. That's why people speedrun through their leveling experience. Sure, some people enjoy that, especially playing their first or second MMO. But after so many MMOs, it's the same old thing time and time again, just with a different face. So you might be asking yourself, how come these studios don't just eliminate that part of the game? Well, that's my question too. The leveling experience hasn't changed much since the MMO genre became popular,
1997.
and as a result, that makes it the most dreaded part of the game by most experienced MMO players. Everyone wants to get to the endgame to start grinding their gear from dungeons, raids, arenas, battlegrounds, and world PvP. So why don't games just start you from there? Developers would save so much time, energy, and resources from developing
sobrang
leveling
hirap mag-ano.
zones, and instead they could work on making content
Mag-develop
that
ng laro.
people actually enjoy. Now, aside from leveling, I think it's also the state of the current player base. Most would-be MMO players are older now and have less time to put towards gaming, and the
Totoo
younger
yan.
generation
Mahirap na
doesn't
talaga
seem
ngayon.
to find
Kulang na yung oras, lalo na pag walang auto yung game.
MMOs that enjoyable. Ask yourself, would you rather put 3 to 4 hours a day leveling, or would you rather jump straight into a League of
Auto mode.
Legends,
Auto mode ang
Counter-Strike,
sagot.
or Fortnite game? There are so many more options now, options that require less time grinding and more time jumping straight into the action. Now, I'd be lying if I said the whole MMO genre was dying. It's still around and kicking, but is nowhere near where
Pero
it
sa
used to be.
sa Pilipinas namatay talaga yung MMO, no, boss. Nung nawala na yung Run, yung mga OG talaga ng MMO. Wala na halos pumalit after nun eh. Ano pa ba? Live. Tapos na talaga yung ngayon na lang ulit binuhay ng Mir 4. Tapos ngayon nightcrows talaga MMO ng Pilipinas ngayon. Ayaw niya ba o sa gusto, boss? Yun talaga nightcrows talaga tsaka Mir 4 ngayon. Kasi nga, boss, merong factor kasi ng play to earn. So mas marami kang maihikayat na bagong player. May reason sila para mag-stay.
Some MMOs that go against the grain and
Kabal ba?
don't
Nandiyan ba?
rely on
Wala na.
pay-to-win elements are still flourishing. Final Fantasy XVI is still regarded as one of the current best MMOs and has a healthy player base.
MMO sa
Old school
phone, di
RuneScape is still super
Ragna.
unique with both its leveling system
Yung
as
bagong
well as
Ragna,
its
no?
quest system.
Pero
There
hindi
is
rin.
truly nothing
Parang,
like it.
ang hirap
And
kasi yung consider na MMO pag... Meron pa PC ang Ragnarok? Mga private server yung sikat sa Kabal. Oh,
the
private
new
server.
guy on the block. Hardcore Classic WoW. You might be asking yourself, well, Classic WoW is nothing new, and you're right, but hardcore is. There hasn't been a mainstream MMO that has a one life mechanic, which could really help turn the industry on its head and breathe new life into the genre. Like most good things in gaming, they start out as mods and then become widely adopted after the player base shows the developers that they like.
Ano na yun eh,
Let's
proven
take
na yun
Battle
eh. Kapag merong talagang play to earn. Sa Pilipinas pa lang to ha, hindi ko naman sinasabing buong sea. Pag merong play to earn, talagang maraming player eh. Tingnan nyo, unang lumabas yung nightcrows. Nito lang yung Tarisland, pero mas malaki pa rin yung player base ng nightcrows kaysa sa Tarisland. Wala pang ano pa dito, walang ano dito ha, walang pay to win sa may Tarisland, which is yun daw yung maganda sa MMO.
Royales, for example.
Para sa akin
That
talaga
was
play to
created
earn.
as a
Kung
mod for a
maglalabas ka ng
military
MMO, lagyan
sim
mo ng
called
play to
Arma
earn.
2. And with that, we now have the likes of PUBG, Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone.
Kaya yung
Developers really need to
Throne and Liberty na palabas na yan, duda ako dyan boss. Possible yan sa West, pero dahil nga nasisiraan na unti-unti sa West yan, baka hindi ko naman sinasabing mati-dead game siya, pero baka hindi siya mag-boom. Kasi dito pa lang sa East mo, hindi siya tatangkilikin talaga eh.
go back
Sa
to the
West,
drawing board for their
nasisiraan
new
na siya.
MMOs
Madaming
releasing
gumagawa
and
ng
really
content
think
na hindi
hard
maganda
about
yung
what
ano.
makes MMORPGs great because things are really stale right
Nabenta na kasing rates ng Kabal tapos pinasara lahat ng retail server ng mother company kahit may player base pa rin. Yun pala balak lang maglabas ng devs. Yun pala ang history niyang Kabal.
now. Perhaps they eliminate leveling, or they eliminate questing, or maybe they implement a one life mechanic. The choice may be theirs, but we, the players, have the voice. What
Pero
changes
sa
would
atin
you
dito
like
sa
to see?
Pilipinas, if ever na magtatayo ka ng private server, marami pa rin maglalaro eh. Kasi marami talagang mga titos, alam mo yun, mga tatay na ngayon pre, na naghahanap pa rin ng mga OG na MMO. Yung mga nilalaro nila dati nung high school, college sila. Siguro high school. Kasi nung college, siguro mga 10 years ago, hindi na masyadong boom yung MMO dito sa Pilipinas eh. Basta simula na ano yan, nung nawala na yung mga run. Ang reason talaga kung ba't nawalang interest sa run, boss, walang masyadong update. Ako kasi nagraran ako pero hindi ko rin na-addict ng sobra. Pero alam mo yun, alam ko yung mga hinanakit ng mga tropa ko na nagraran. Walang masyadong update. Pangalawa, magkakaiba yung treatment. Iba yung treatment ng mga support. For example na lang, support ng run sa Pilipinas compare sa Japan yata or something. Hindi ko masyadong ano. Pero yun ang naalala ko doon na iba yung treatment sa Pilipinas compare sa ibang bansa. Yun ang naano ko doon. Yun ang narinig ko doon.